This is the Bear Komplex Hummer speed rope. My wife bought this for me about a year ago, and out of the far too many speed ropes I own, this is solidly middle of the pack. This rope is a leftover from when I thought I just needed to find the right speed rope to be able to do double unders, and was convinced it had nothing to do with my lack of conditioning, or the fact that I looked like a fish jumping out of a lake whenever I tried to do more than 3 in a row, or what an x-ray would later show to be a small bone chip on the inside of my right ankle, which when I managed to hit 35 in a row led to 2 weeks of recovery. All that aside, this isn't the lightest rope, it's not the fastest rope, but it is the one I use most often. The handles have this really interesting feature where you can compress the tip of the handle and slide the rope back and forth to get it just the right length, and you don't have to loosen any bolts or take any part of the handle apart. This feature allows for really quick adjustments, especially when you're still trying to blame the length of the rope and not your lack of coordination for your inability to do double unders. The bearings in the rope are really solid. They spin plenty fast enough for me, and probably for most people. I've never noticed any drag or slowdown with them. The handles are actually why I use this rope most often. They're a lot girthier than most speed rope handles. With a lot of other ropes, you really feel like you're delicately pinching the handles. I feel like I can actually get a grip on these. The knurl on these handles also strikes a really good balance between grippy but not too aggressive, so you're never just gonna have these slip out of your hand, but you're also not gonna end up with your hand Swiss cheesed. One gripe I've noticed people have with the rope is actually my favorite thing about it. There's some weight to these handles. Pretty much all the other handles I have a very feather-light kind of feel, which is probably good if you're doing 100+ double unders in a row, but for me, I really need that extra heft to get a feel for the rope. And I mean, as a bonus, when you miss for the 1000th time and smack yourself in the leg with this thing, it makes a great sound when you throw it against the wall. The second thing I see a lot of people complaining about with this rope is the feature Bear Komplex touts, this quick adjust. The ability to just press down and quickly adjust the length of the rope even mid-workout is really cool, but some people on the website have pointed out that the rope has started to slip on them. Now, personally, I've used this like every other day for a year and I haven't had any issues with it at all, so your mileage may vary. The last potential issue I see on this rope is the fact that this pass-through handle means the cable is making a 90-degree turn right out of the handle. Most other handles have a perpendicular design, so I developed a bend in my cable almost immediately, but it tangles a little bit more than other ropes, and there is that bend, but I've done several thousand jumps with this thing and I've had no problems. $30 gets you these handles and 2 cables, which for me is a real solid deal. They come in this really nice black and green, which is always the right choice, and I'm gonna link that down below. Or you could buy them in blue. I don't know why you would. This is obviously the color scheme you should go with. And if you're like me and you're 4 years into trying to learn double unders and it's still a coin toss whether or not you can string 5 together, these have plenty of uses outside of fitness. The quick adjust on the handle makes setting and using a work light a breeze. Or you could bury one of the handles half in the ground and have yourself a fantastic dog run. Because let's face it, you know, I know, everybody knows that my relationship with high fructose corn syrup is just on an extended break. And when I get back to eating family-sized bags of Sour Patch Kids, I'm gonna need to do something with these. Because when your wife gives you a Hummer, you don't let it go to waste.